Smart people always make terrible entrepreneurs, and average students actually often win. Now, before any defensiveness or assumptions about bashing intelligence, let me clarify. Intelligence is incredible. It opens doors, solves problems, and fuels innovation. But when it comes to entrepreneurship, being smart isn't always an advantage. In fact, many of the world's most successful entrepreneurs weren't top-of-the-class geniuses. They were scrappy, adaptable, and willing to learn through trial and error. So why does this happen? And what can we learn from those who succeed despite not fitting the genius mold? Let's dive in. How many times have you heard someone say, oh, they're so smart, they'll definitely crush it as an entrepreneur? In fact, schools have most likely to succeed categories. Or maybe you've thought of yourself about a brilliant friend or colleague. After all, running a business requires problem solving, strategy, and critical thinking, skills typically associated with high IQs, right? But the twist is, countless highly intelligent individuals fail miserably at entrepreneurship, while others, who may not have been academic superstars, build empires. Why is that? To answer this question, we need to challenge one of society's biggest misconceptions, that intelligence guarantees success. To understand this better, let's look at real-life examples of entrepreneurs who defied expectations and what made them stand out. 1. Richard Branson, founder of Virgin Group, a multi-billion-dollar empire spanning airlines, music, telecommunications, and space travel. Did you know Branson struggled academically due to dyslexia? He dropped out of school at 16 and started his first business shortly after. By traditional measures, he wasn't considered smart, yet his creativity, risk-taking mindset, and ability to connect with people propelled him to extraordinary heights. Branson didn't rely on book smarts. He relied on street smarts. He focused on solving real-world problems, building relationships, and adapting quickly to challenges. His lack of conventional intelligence forced him to think outside the box, which became one of his greatest strengths. This proves something crucial. Entrepreneurship isn't about knowing everything. It's about learning fast, staying flexible, and embracing uncertainty. Another iconic example is Steve Jobs, co-founder of Apple. Sure, Jobs was innovative and visionary, but he wasn't exactly a model student. He dropped out of Reed College after just 6 months because he couldn't see the value in formal education. Instead, he pursued calligraphy classes, traveled India, and experimented with different ideas until he stumbled upon something revolutionary. What set Jobs apart wasn't his GPA, it was his relentless curiosity, passion for design, and willingness to take massive risks. He famously said, "Stay hungry, stay foolish," encouraging others to embrace failure and keep pushing boundaries. These qualities are far more important in entrepreneurship than any test score. Lesson 1. Adaptability over intelligence. One reason smart people struggle as entrepreneurs is their tendency to overanalyze. They want every decision to be perfect, every plan foolproof. But entrepreneurship rarely works that way. Markets change, customers evolve, and unexpected obstacles arise daily. Average students, on the other hand, often develop adaptability early on. They learn to navigate ambiguity, find creative solutions, and bounce back from setbacks. For example, if you didn't ace exams in school, chances are you became resourceful, finding shortcuts, collaborating with peers, or experimenting until you got results. Those same skills translate beautifully into entrepreneurship. Lesson 2. Resilience over perfectionism. Another pitfall for highly intelligent entrepreneurs is perfectionism. They obsess over details, delay launches, and hesitate to put themselves out there until everything feels just right. Meanwhile, life moves forward without them. Successful entrepreneurs, regardless of their academic background, prioritize action over perfection. They launch products before they're flawless, gather feedback, and iterate along the way. Remember, Facebook started as the Facebook, a simple platform for college students. It wasn't perfect, but Mark Zuckerberg understood that progress beats procrastination every time. If you've ever felt held back by self-doubt or fear of failure, remind yourself, done is better than perfect. Take imperfect action, learn from mistakes, and keep moving forward. Lesson 3, practicality trumps theory. Finally, smart people sometimes fall into the trap of overthinking theory instead of focusing on practical application. They read books, attend seminars, and analyze data, but they hesitate to roll up their sleeves and actually do the work. Average students, however, tend to focus on what works in practice. They don't waste time debating hypothetical scenarios. They experiment, fail, and adjust based on real-world outcomes. Sara Blakely, founder of Spanx, she had no fashion industry experience but used her sales background and sheer determination to create a billion-dollar brand. Her secret was just a hands-on approach combined with relentless persistence. So what's the takeaway? Knowledge is valuable, but execution is king. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start small, test ideas, and scale as you go. Now, let's talk directly to anyone watching this who feels like they've already lost the game because of poor grades, dropping out, or failing in school. Maybe you've been told you'll never amount to anything because you didn't excel academically. Let me tell you something. You're wrong. Failure in school does not mean failure in life. Some of the greatest minds and innovators throughout history struggled in traditional educational settings. Albert Einstein barely spoke until age 4 and was labeled a slow learner. Oprah Winfrey grew up in poverty and faced countless rejections before becoming a media mogul. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper job for lacking imagination. Do these names sound familiar? They should. They're proof that success isn't determined by report cards. Here's the truth. School rewards conformity, memorization, and following rules. Entrepreneurship rewards creativity, resilience, and breaking norms. If you didn't thrive in school, it might actually be a blessing in disguise. You've likely developed skills that schools don't teach, like perseverance, adaptability, and problem-solving under pressure. These are the exact traits that make entrepreneurs unstoppable. So if you're sitting there doubting yourself because of past failures, stop. Your story isn't written yet. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. Every failure is a lesson waiting to be learned. The only thing standing between you and success is your willingness to try again and again and again. If you've ever doubted your potential because you weren't the smartest person in the room or even the best student, stop comparing yourself to others. Entrepreneurship rewards grit, adaptability, and a willingness to learn, not just intelligence. All these successful people mentioned prove that success isn't reserved for straight A students. It belongs to anyone willing to hustle, innovate, and persevere. So whether you're dreaming of starting a business or leveling up in your current venture, focus on taking consistent action, embracing failure, and trusting the process. And to anyone who's ever felt like they didn't measure up academically, this is your reminder that you have what it takes. Intelligence is just one piece of the puzzle, and often, it's not even the most important one. Stay scrappy, stay curious, and always remember, you don't need to be the smartest person in the room to win. See you in the next video.